Okay, so I went ahead and hooked up the tractor and put some tension on it, and I want to show you guys the little eye bolts and everything I was talking about, how that actually works. What's going on, everybody? Welcome back to Hiddenheightsfarm vlog. Got the turkeys here in the yard. Today I'm going to show you guys something that I kind of came up with to make my life easier building fence. I got all the T-posts driven for our front entryway so we can try to get this gate project finished, and we got this roll of this filled wire that we're going to use here, and this weighs I think 280 or 300 pounds. It's a 330 foot roll of 4x4 square wire, and there's no way I can pick that up by myself. Yeah, I could just roll it across the ground and try to drag it and all that. That's no fun either. So I kind of came up with something back when I was fencing our hillside, and I started using the side-by-side, our Polaris Ranger, and I got to use the tractor to pick this up, and I'll kind of show you guys what I'm talking about. But that's what I'm going to be doing today. I'm probably not going to show the whole process of me building this fence, but I want to show you guys what made my life easier. If you guys are interested in doing something like this, hopefully it'll save you some time and save your back as well, because even with two people hauling this stuff around, throwing it around and rolling it out and all that, it's not fun. So I'm going to go over to the shop, get the Ranger, and I'm going to show you guys what I came up with that made this a little bit easier. Alright guys, I know you've seen me talk about this in the past if you've been following our channel for a while, but this is the setup I use to drive T-posts here. It's really rocky, so I use this tool here. This is a pneumatic post driver. It works really well. It's pretty heavy itself. It's like 30 pounds, so you still got to pick it up and move it from post to post and all that. And it just has a little bitty air compressor that pushes it, so it works great. And I got this propane generator here, and it all fits in the back of the Ranger, so I can just drive and keep going. So it makes life a little easier. And of course, I still got the old trusty post driver. It's hard to see. Just a manual post driver, because sometimes this thing don't get it done and you got to put your own muscle into it. But I'm going to get this out and show you guys what I rigged up for this Ranger. Okay, so I got all the stuff that I built that I use in this Ranger to hold that wire, and I'm going to show you guys here. So it don't look like much, but it sure does help a lot. And this is just something I created that will help hold this wire as I unroll it, and it fits in the pockets of these beds. It fits in these holes in the pocket of this Ranger bed. So these Ranger beds have these holes spread out every so often, and I just took a piece of angle and some stainless pipe and welded this together, and then put these pipes up here for some eyes to hold this pipe. And what we'll do is, as soon as I get this wire, I got this chain, use my tractor and pick it up. As soon as I get it up here, I'll show you guys how I do it. But I run this pipe through the middle of that fence and stick it in there, and I secure it with these bolts so it can't spin out. So I'm gonna set the camera up and try to show you guys how this works. Okay, so you seen how I got this 300-pound roll of fencing up here by myself. Sometimes you gotta get creative when you're doing things by yourself so you don't hurt yourself and so you can actually get things done. So what we'll do is I'll get this and take one in, and I can either just grab it by hand and walk it down the fence line, or I can tie it onto something and just take off driving and it'll unreel because it's on this pipe and it just spins. Okay, so we got all that done over here. It took me a little bit longer. Like I said, I'm working by myself, and when you're doing this stuff you got to walk back and forth, straighten your fence up, whatever things the fence gets hung on rocks and sticks and all that, you know, down below. And I'm working in really rocky terrain, so my T-posts are not exactly all the same level, so it's not perfect, but hopefully it serves the purpose. And I'm fixing to pull this with the Ranger. I'm gonna stretch it out, and I already got it secured to that corner post right there. Hopefully I have enough. If their calculation is correct, per roll of fencing, which is 330 feet, I should come out with just a little bit extra. So I'm gonna get this Ranger started up and start driving down through that corner over there towards the gate and get this stuff rolled out. Alright, so I'm pretty much down to the end of the roll, and you guys can see I got to come to this post right here, and that's how much I have left. I don't know if that's going to be enough. I'm going to have to get this taken down and get it stretched a little bit and see what we come up with. I don't want to have to go buy a whole another 330-foot roll to make 3 feet. Well, I got lucky this time. I came up with about 6 extra feet, and it's gonna work out. But I wanted to show you guys what I use. This is a little clamp that I made out of 2x4s, and I use these little eye bolts here. That's what I got here, here, and there. And then on the end I just got these little wing nuts on these bolts, and I tighten them up. Got this ratchet wrench here, and I can get them real tight. And what that does is you want to keep your wire straight in these boards, or if you're on unlevel ground like we are here and there, sometimes you got to adjust your 2x4s one way or the other towards the top or the bottom to allow for the contour of the land and all that. So I'm gonna go ahead and get this put on there, try to get this all straight, and then try to get this thing stretched out and get some clips on. Okay, so I went ahead and hooked up the tractor and put some tension on it, and I want to show you guys the little eye bolts and everything I was talking about, how that actually works. So you can see these 2x4s here, they sandwich that wire, and you can see I cheated a little bit over to the top. That way the top and the bottom's equally tight. And I just got a chain wrapped around my tractor grapple bucket here, and I can just roll that bucket back and forth to put more or less tension on the wire. So this little deal here, I bought this at Tractor Supply a long time ago, and I went ahead and just measured on these 2x4s before I drilled the holes for these eye bolts, the spacing between these little hooks. This comes off. These little hooks fit right into each one of these eye bolts, and it pulls equal tension on that 2x4 setup. So your clamp holds the wire in place, and then it pulls equal tension on your fence. So I gotta go take a break for a little bit and go pick up the kids from school, and when I get back I'm gonna finish hopefully getting all this tied up to these T-posts and get this cut right here and tie it onto this corner post here. Well, it's almost dark, and I finally got the last clip on, got the end tied to the corner post, and you can see the gate shut here. That's what it's gonna look like. Like I said, it's not perfect. I'm not a professional fence builder, but it should help keep our dogs in, the turkeys in hopefully. And like I said before, this is only a deterrent to keep the honest people out. You know, the bad guys, they want through here, they can get through here. But I'm pretty much done with all the fence part of it. I still got to put on the automatic gate opener. That's going to be a whole other project I got to tackle. I got one on our other driveway. I bought a different brand this time. On our other one we have a Mighty Mule, and on this one here we went with a Ghost control opener. So I don't know, hopefully this works out great. Hopefully Skeeter can't run off into the woods anymore. And as you can see, it has these 4x4 squares and I can barely get my hand through there, so I don't even think very many varmints can get through there. Maybe rabbits, but I don't think any coon or anything like that. Wish I could climb it, so no big deal there. But it's almost dark. Yeah, luckily it's t-shirt weather here in northeast Oklahoma. I don't know if you guys can see the sun. It's warmed up into the 60s. It feels like springtime, and feels awesome. So I was fortunate to be able to get an early start. It's Friday and I am off on every other Friday, so I was off work today and able to get this project another step further. But I want to show you something. So here's some of the stuff I had to do. Like there's these little stumps and these trees all in the way, and that took a lot of work on its own, just clearing out this little path. And man, it's just, this is a rocky area of our land over here. You guys can see all these big rocks. But I want to show you something. You guys see that T-post right there? So I was trying to space all these posts out 8 feet from each other. Well, this is where this one landed, and look what happened. This dude was driven down into the root of that tree. Hopefully it don't kill the tree. I don't think it will, because that's a nice, pretty big, nice oak tree. But I've tried every which way to get this post out and I can't, so I'm just going to get a grinder and try to cut it out at ground level. Lesson learned. Don't try to drive T-posts through trees anymore, or through the roots anyway. So I don't know if you guys can hear or not, but got some people back here that keeps yelling at me to come feed them. So before it gets too dark, I'm gonna go do that. So hopefully you guys liked my little invention I created there for our Polaris Ranger side-by-side that helps roll off the field wire, or any kind of wire you could probably put on there. You could put on barbed wire or whatever. Just something I came up with when I was doing the hillside down there. It's so steep and I couldn't hardly maneuver that wire because, like I said, it's like 300 pounds, and this was just a lot safer. So anyways, thank you guys for watching. Hope you enjoyed the video, and I gotta go mark this off my project list. I'm still not completely done. I gotta finish painting as well. So if you're not subscribed, subscribe to the channel, leave a comment down below, and we'll see you next time. One more thing, before everybody starts saying, oh, you have a big gap right here. I did that on purpose. So there is a little gap, but I wanted this gate to be level. So you can see here, it's probably 8 inches or so. I'm gonna have gravel hauled in, and I'm gonna spread it all right here and build this up a little bit so the gap is filled in. So hopefully Skeeter won't be able to get underneath it. So that's my plan on that anyway.